Good morning everybody. Today I'm having a test ride on a Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro. So of the GT range, this is the one with all the bells and whistles, heated grips, heated seats, cruise control. Christ, you can connect your GoPro to the to the onboard computer. You can connect your phone for satellite navigation. So this bike has got absolutely everything. So the main reason that I'm having a test ride of it today is actually just to scratch a bit of an itch, really. I think I'm pretty set on having the Speed Twin. I'm pretty damn sure that's where I'm going. I really need to get on a Z900 RS because I need to, again, scratch that itch and just make sure that I'm happy. But I had to just come and have a ride of one of these bikes because, you know, it's kind of dubbed as the do-it-all bike, really. It's what people talk about. You know, you can have fun on a weekend with it. You can obviously do lots of touring with it, adventure riding with it. You know, it's got pretty much everything for that. So, well, it's what it was designed to do at the end of the day. So yeah, we'll get on. I'm gonna have a ride out to Driffield and then head back. The bike's been given to me by Jim at A1 Moto in York, very kindly. He's been looking after me a lot of late. He's the one that set me up with the Speed Twin and the Street Triple 765. So without further ado, do you want to get into your lane, mate? You know? But yeah, without further ado, we'll get on and we'll get on with the bike as we're getting out. I'll be taking it very steady just to start because I'll be honest, as soon as I got on this bike I felt extremely uncomfortable, and not because the bike's uncomfortable, just because the whole riding position is completely new to me. I'm used to a sports tourer. That's generally all I've really, I say all I've ridden, but obviously what I've ridden, what I've been learning, what I've been test riding. But my bike, my dailies are Triumph Sprint 1050. So I am loving the knee position for this. It is good, but it's just taking a bit of getting used to. So we'll start with the bike, the TFT screen there, which is the same as what I had on the, or what should I say, what the bikes have on the Street Triple 765. Lots of options with it, loads of customization that you can do with that with regard to colours and displays. You can see here it's currently sat looking at the preload. Shift that out in a sec. But yeah, as you can see, look, you got the trip on there you can have in this particular mode. Range is what I wanted to have, but you can have various other things. So yeah, TFT absolutely brilliant. I think of the ones I've seen, Triumph probably do the best ones. Like, you know, their fit and finish is brilliant, but the TFTs, there's so many options with it and what you can do. It's just absolutely brilliant, really. So for some reason my helmet is particularly windy today. I bought a new helmet, got a Rafa 70 for its quietness. I was hoping that would help with some of these videos, but since I put the mic in last night, I don't know if I've not seated something or something's just not sat quite the same as what it was. Might be the wind stop on the chin. No, might just be how it is today with a crosswind. Anyway, so getting onto this bike, it is of course a Triumph, so that naturally means, you know, they either have parallel twins or they've got triple. This has an 888cc inline triple, which kicks out 93.9 brake horse, I believe it is, 8,250 RPM, with a peak torque of 87 Newton meters at 7,250 RPM. I have to say, so far I've only got the bike in road mode. I'll look later on to change that into sport, see how we get on. But the torque delivery is brilliant, and if I'm honest, if we're honest about the bike, the delivery of it, the delivery of the power and the torque on this bike is very much like it's very much like a parallel twin, the way that it kicks out. But it does rev out to, well, red line there, what, 12,000 RPM. So, you know what I mean, you are getting best of both worlds with these triples now that trying for kicking out. I know other manufacturers are doing them as well, particularly like, you know, like the MTs and stuff like that and the 09s. But, you know, Triumph have really nailed it on. They've had a lot of practice at these. So yeah, you've got that with the power. With regarding to the suspension setup, there's been quite a few changes for this this generation of Tiger. So previously you actually had it was an all-in-one frame. I don't know, I'm not going to call it a monoblock, but you know, it wasn't modular, so the rear subframe was part of the main frame. So if you had an incident, you had to like write off your whole bike if you damaged the rear. You know, it might have been something that would normally be repairable, but nowadays they have got the modular suspension, so it has got a separate subframe, so you could swap that part out. Up front, in terms of forks, it's got 45mm Marzouki upside down forks. Let's get past these. Oh, good delivery. So the bike, it does have Marzouki 45mm USD forks down at the front, and supporting those is a pair of Brembo Stylema 4-port brake calipers, radially mounted, biting down onto twin 320mm discs. Now these brakes are absolutely phenomenal. They're very different different characteristic on this bike. They're the same calipers that are on the Street Triple RS, and if you see my video there, they were just insane, but they don't bite as hard. Obviously it's a different kind of bike, but it does feel like it's had a bit of a sporting attention to the bike with regard to the parts and the fit and finish and the way that they've set the bike up. On the rear we've got a Marzouki active suspension shock, so that is electronically controlled, so you can actually just preload on that, which you can do through the onboard computer if I get through. So you might be able to see that there. So you've got rider pillion, rider luggage, rider pillion and luggage, you know, kind of makes sense. I've got it set in rider pillion because I'd read that it stiffens at the rear end and it's actually quite handy to have. Feels great, to be honest, so far, but we'll get out as we're going ride. I've got quite a bit of a ride now out to Driftfield and back, so bit of a varying in roads, but mostly it's more this kind of B roads. So yeah, we've got that. Oh, back up at the front, they are not electronic adjustable at the front. They are, like I said, the shock is on the rear, but the front's not. They are fully adjustable though, so if there's anything that you don't like with the setup, you've obviously got all the options to sort this out on the bike as to your liking. Electronics wise, we have got ABS, we've got traction control, and I believe that's got the lean angle, you know, cornering dependent traction control. Christ, heated grips, it's got heated seats which are independent, so the pillion can adjust the temperature to themselves. You've got all the bells and whistles on the TFT. You can connect your goddamn fucking GoPro to this thing and control it apparently. I've not tried it, I ain't got time to do it. If I had one for a bit longer I definitely would, it'd make life a lot easier. But you can connect your phone, so you can get your phone's navigation to it. Obviously it is an adventure tourer, so you know, you'd expect these things really, but for someone like me who's riding a 2007 bike, it's pretty insane really, like what you can have with this bike. Now added into that, what did we say? Yeah, we got that, and yeah, you got the active shock. Like I say, you can affect the dampening on that as well. So you know, it's got all the bells and whistles. Oh, LED lights front and rear, and it's got like DRLs and that, you know, spotlights fitted to it as well. Back to the power plant, it does have the clutch, oh god, clutchless shift, clutch assist, shift assist system. Basically it's got a quick shift on the bike. Very smooth as they are. Triumph have really nailed these down now. It was the same on the Street Triple 765. It was extremely smooth on that, even going down between first and second, you know, there's not a lot of jolting. It is a really smooth quick shift on that, so they really have nailed that down. And all this comes as standard with the GT Pro, and I believe prices start around 13.5 brand new on the road price, you know, on the road cost. But yeah, it's a heck of a bike. What else can we think that we can throw in for now while we're waiting? Oh, fuel range, yeah, claimed around 54-55 miles to the gallon, depending obviously on how you ride. 20 litre tank, so it should get you a, you know, like about best part of 200 miles. We're currently showing. What can we get on here? What have we got? 193 mile range we've got. It was supposedly, you know, brimmed, well, it was full when I got it, so you know, that'd kind of ring true. So yeah, you got that, you got the tank. Oh, seat, that was one. I've like I said, I've never ridden an adventure style bike. I'm a bit of a fan of some of the old sports tourers, to be honest, so these are kind of like the devil. They killed it, you know, they killed the sports tourer genre really. Suzuki's clinging on with the GSX-S GT and a couple of others, but nothing like what they used to be. But currently, as I'm getting a bit more comfortable with the bike, I can understand it. You get so much kit on it and you can still have an enjoyable time. But yeah, so the seat is adjustable between 810 and 830 mil, so as a long-legged person like myself, it's good. But then for you vertically challenged people, you've got that ability to drop it down somewhat as well and make it more usable for yourselves. talking about ergonomics of the bike, obviously as you can see now we're in quite a bit of traffic, so I've got wide bars, I'm upright, and it's a really good position, you know, for cutting around town. You can really see a lot, and given this bike is 198 kilos dry, so what, 215-ish kilos wet, it's nimble as that. And given as well how high you up, you know, my Sprint 1050 is the same sort of weight really, and it feels heavy as chuff compared to this. It's just nimble. It's, you know, I don't know in the way that they position or maybe rotate the engine slightly, but Triumph seem to do really well with taking a heavy bike and making it feel quite light and nimble, to be honest, and I am enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to getting out and around past this traffic, to be honest, so we can have a bit more enjoyment. Bars, I think they're about 930mm wide. You've got the guards, obviously wing guards, so that's another thing, so, you know, keeping your hands a bit warmer in the winter, deflection. But yeah, so in terms of the models, you've kind of got, in terms of the 900s anyway, you've got like the GT and the Rally, and then obviously with those you've got the Pro version. So the GT is in the name, Grand Touring, and the Rally is more off-road based. So the Rally comes with everything that the GT has, but then it has some additions for that, you know, capability, a bit of different tyres, sump guards, various bits like that, you know. So it's a lot less complicated than it used to be. You have obviously got the 850 range. I've not really looked into those massively. Obviously it's a bit less on the power. I believe actually these, you can have them A2 compliant as well. I believe they can be restricted to be A2 compliant as well, so that's pretty good if you're wanting to buy a bike for long term. You can get this on your A2 license until you complete it and get your full A license, which is pretty good over here in the UK, especially if you're sort of in that bracket where, you know, you've got a bit of time to go. You can't quite do it yet, but you're close to being able to do it. And I've just realised what the noise is. It's my damn strap. I'll have to pull over and sort that out. I could just hear this tinging on my helmet, and I was worried it was actually the microphone cable, and I was just sat here saying all this thing for no reason whatsoever. Slight digression from the bike. I do hope, and I'm just recording this because we'll say I can always cut it out. Hello. I have got a new helmet. I've got a HJC Rapper 70, which I bought recently. It was on sale. With the intent is it's supposedly quiet. Well, it is a lot quieter than the GV I had. It was a cheap GV helmet. It's a lot comfier as well, to be honest, but it just seems to be a bit louder today. I don't know why, but I'm hoping that this helps with you know, presenting these videos. I always felt like when I was doing the GV, I'm like sat here to you like, yeah, this bike is really good, yeah, like shouting constantly in my helmet, and it was because it was so loud within the helmet, you know. And if I put earplugs in, I'd still be doing the same thing because I'd be aware of it, you know. So, but yeah, now that I'm getting into the swing of this bike a bit, getting a bit more comfortable in the position, yeah, you know what? It is really bloody comfortable, to be honest. My right arm's feeling a little like there shouldn't be any weight on my wrist. I don't know if it's just me. I'm a bit of a lazy for slouching, so having something that's quite upright means start using my core a bit. That's more me being lazy, to be honest. I'd like to get past this lot if I can. There we go. That quick shift is absolutely brilliant, and it took me a while to get used to the idea on the 765 because I'm not used to one. I don't have one. Really not used to one. But then having had a bit of a ride now, it's kind of putting that trust in it, if you like. I don't know, it's a bit weird. It's not like afraid of technology, it's not used to using it, so you kind of force into habit, I guess. Careful around here. Come on, James, calm yourself down. But really, like these bikes, they are brilliant. Oh god, I've just realised they're all tipped down. There we go. Let's try that for you. But you know, confidence in the corners, it's good. Feels planted, it's sure. The speed, because you know, you hear and read things and people say that these bikes can feel a bit unsure at speed, but to be honest, this one feels great. I am really enjoying it, and this is why I kind of wanted to have a bit of a ride on it, is because I could do a lot longer. I really want to do some touring. I really want to try and get like sort of once a month get a proper long ride out. But it's been deciding, do I just use my old bike for touring and knacker that up and beat it up and ride it all year round and get the new bike for just fun, Sunday weather, or do I get something that I can do the touring on? Now obviously with this I'd be having to look to buy this out myself really, or on a different kind of finance, not on PCP, just because of the mileage limitations and whatnot. But it is an absolute absolutely brilliant bike really. And so far, whilst I'm not having as much fun as on the Speed Twin, I know that I could ride this all day long, but I am also having enough fun that this could be my one and only bike really. And for yourselves as well, honestly, this it's just it handles great, you know, it's responsive, the power delivery is just great. But yeah, what you can see here from like the range, so we've dropped 20 miles. I don't know how far we've actually gone, but I haven't been driving it very well in terms of fuel economy. But you can see the sort of mileage, you know, on the oh yeah, bugger. Can't see, can't see, can't see. Look at that. So I've not ridden any previous generation of the Tigers, and you know, like the old 800s or anything like that, but I have heard that the and from watching other videos, that the way that the power delivery on this is different, so it is rougher, if you like. It's not as smooth in the power delivery, and they've done that, and the way they've done the firing order and that stroke in order to give it that torque and more instant torque, or you know better torque delivery for off-road use and whatnot, because they wanted to target that. But honestly, it's just flipping amazing. I've got a very, very slight bit of vibration on the handlebars, really loosen up my arms a bit, not really overly noticeable. I've got quite thin gloves in relative terms, to be fair. But yeah, there's a slight, oh, it's just dropped very cold, I reckon rain's coming. It's there's just a very slight bit. It's not unbearable. Like my sprint is ridiculous, to be honest. It's really renowned for it. Character is what we call it, having the character of the bike. I don't see it as character, I just see it as my arms going numb. But yeah, so no, it is, I can understand it's it's doing what it's designed to do. It's comfortable, but it's also doing it there. You can have a lot of fun and a pleasant manner. I can very much now understand why the Sports Tourer died and the and the adventure bikes are now reigning supreme. They're brilliant, or at least the Triumph ones are anyway. I'll have to try something else, but it's really just dropped the temperature now. It's clouded in. Seems to be a thing when I come to York and York A1 Triumph and test ride their bikes, I seem to get absolutely wet through. Yeah, just try and show you the quick shift here. So we're at 4,000 rows, so I could drop it down 3 into 2. Obviously there's a bit of a bump, but nothing major, but the bike just does it, it manages it. I don't know if it's got a slipper clutch on it, to be honest. I know it's got the shift assist, I didn't check that. I'll have to have a look and drop it in. There's so much technology on this bike, it's unreal. It's a freaking spaceship on wheels, like, honestly. Ooh, while we're doing this, actually, let's put the heated grips on. Oh, there we go. I've never felt the power of heated grips, by the way. My hands are just starting to get a little bit, so I'm putting it on. Whilst I've got it, I'm putting it on. Can I do the seat as well? Oh, there we go. So heated seat and heated grips. Let's feel what this is like now that the temperature's dropping. Look at this, I mean, all the comforts, I can just feel that coming through now. It's like when you turn the heated seat on in the car, just feel like you're wetting yourself. Just that initial bit when it starts coming on. Oh God, wind. coming through nicely now, that and the grips. Really is. Obviously these guards could be adjusted slightly to just give a bit better wind protection. It's just on the top of my hands that it's coming on my thumb. Other than that, that's great. Oh, definitely say that there's some rain coming in. See that on the horizon? So we are heading towards the coast. Obviously it is unpredictable, and it is England. Tip to anybody, don't come. But yeah, my buttocks is feeling suitably warm now, as are my hands, which is the main thing, isn't it? You know, but my top's got thermal liner in. I actually left that on because it was only 11 degrees today, and even though it was sunny, you know, going to be wind. But the jeans are particularly much cop for it. They're not too bad, to be fair, but slightly warm bum and a warm hands, it just keeps you happy, doesn't it? I hope this has been of use to you. If you're looking at it, if you're thinking about having a bike that can do it all, yes. Now that I've got into it, now that I've got comfortable, yeah, I do think you could have enough fun on this to have it as like your weekend ride and then have it as your touring. It's brilliant, you know, like I said, all bells and whistles, and we've not even got into, like, we talked about it and mentioned it, but not even seen like the use of like the Bluetooth and like the GoPro control and everything like that. If I had it for longer I would, but I've only got a couple of hours. So anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'm hoping to be getting on the Z900 RS. If it's not that, it's going to be probably a GSX-S GT, but I'll get as many that I can get done. Phaser project will be continuing, so I've been doing a bit there. Paintwork's gone shocking, so I'll show you the mistake that I made there, and then the work I'm going to have to do to correct that. But anyway guys, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.